how Dion Walker's been doing. We've heard about it from Coach Stoops. We even heard yesterday from Rich Scangarello.
Yeah, you know what? He's probably outperforming where a freshman would be at this point from a defensive line perspective, just being able to handle the trenches of an SEC, offensive line. But he's still got, work to do, and he knows that. And that's what I think makes him special, is he understands that this whole process starts with work. And he's not afraid to put in extra time in the meeting room. He works hard on the practice field. And so if he continues with that mindset, he's going to be in good shape.
Mark mentioned
on media day, you were excited about JJ being a year removed from the injury, being able to focus more on just improvement, and you said he needed to be good. Has he been in camp what you wanted him to be?
He has, and there on the days that maybe it's and I say the whole day, maybe in a period or in a rack within a period that it's a little lackadaisical, kind of like when Josh was here in 18, and you can bring that to light to him, and you can tell him, and you can say, hey, listen, you need to be more dominant right now. He'll reappear. And so, hey, listen, there's still young men that are still growing, but his consistency is at a different level right now than where it's been. And he draws a lot from Jordan Wright. Jordan, has been consistent every single period. And those two compete, they battle, they pull each other. And so they're a really good combination for us.
Speaking of the pass rush, how have you seen that assist the kind of guys on the back end? How has that helped them out, helped them in the way?
Yeah, we've, and I think every year we talk about sort of that dichotomy of, hey, the pass rush is going to help the back end, and the back end will help the pass rush. If you can get sticky in the back end and the QB has to hold it for one more second, people may think the pass rush looks better, but it may be the exact same operation time for the quarterback. He's just having to take an extra click. Does that make sense? But I think from a pass rush standpoint, it is, we're doing a decent job up there, and it's allowing balls not to always be perfectly placed. And I think our secondary right now is doing a nice job of competing for footballs, and they're battling. They don't win every one, but we're a lot more in the direction that we want to be.
You receiving any?
How's Geiger doing in terms of taking the bull by the horn so quick as a leader?
Yeah, you know what? I thought the scrimmage was kind of really a good step in the right direction for him. I thought the first sort of, 8 days or so, he was just getting his feet wet again, there at that free safety position. People just think, oh, it's one safety to the other, it should be easy, and it's not. It's different vision lines, it's different communications, it's different play calls, all that. So I thought he looked comfortable in the scrimmage, which was great. And since the scrimmage, I feel like every day he's looked more and more comfortable. That communication with him and Ty has been on point, and so really proud of him continuing to push through that transition.
Are you receiving any more clarity with the cornerback competition?
Well, I feel good about what we've got. I think we've got multiple guys that can play and play at a winning level. But until the lights go on, you don't know exactly where you are. But I do feel good about how they're competing out there, and I think we're in a much better position right now than we were last year.
Rich said yesterday that his receivers were locking their corners pretty well. How do you see that matchup?
It's great. I think our receivers do as good of a job blocking as there is sort of in this conference, and it's a great challenge for all of us. It's a great challenge for our safeties when they come down, they push crack, and then it forces your corners to have to tackle. When it's out on the perimeter and they're battling, it makes it both sides better. That's one of those underrated areas. You talk about the trenches, but when the balls get to the perimeter, hey, who can sustain their block, who can tear off a block, and then they've got so much athleticism now. Some of those young wide receivers really have some twitch that they can make some serious plays. They can make guys miss. And so it'll make us better perimeter tackles just trying to get ourselves in body position to tackle those guys.
How would you
One or
describe the
two
way
more guys.
Octavius has become a leader on the D-line?
I'm sorry.
How would you describe the way Octavius has become a leader on the D-line?
Yeah, I think every day he sort of takes, another little baby step in that direction. I think he realizes and understands the responsibility that takes. And I think people don't realize that along with getting in physical shape that he has to get back. He missed obviously all the spring and the second half of last year. So that's physically draining. And then to be a leader, people don't realize like the energy that takes to lead from out in front and to bring the juice every day to uplift teammates. And so he's understanding sort of the weight of that. I think a lot of people don't ever realize the weight of leadership and that there is a draining factor in that. And you tag that on coming back from an injury in fall camp, back-to-back days, keep stacking days and days and days. But he's done a great job. Every day he comes back, it looks like he's jumped in a swimming pool. He's covered in sweat. He's drained the tank, so to speak. And so, but no, really proud of him. And obviously we need him to do big things for us.
Brad, Alex Afari's a guy that got a lot of good comments that first week. Has he been able to carry it over and keep building on what he showed you?
And I think the scrimmage was good for him. I think, his heart was probably beating out of his chest a little bit, that you go over to the stadium, now it's actually live, it's tackling, and he realizes, hey, some of those things, those tag offs in practice get to be a little bit harder when you actually have to go all the way to the ground. But he continues to do good things, but he needs to continue to progress, and we'll keep pushing him in that direction.
Thanks, guys. They gotta get the meeting, so if
Thank
y'all
you.
need to get some